everyone, welcome to Wow Pets by Ice Lighting. In this video I am going to cover the basics of pet battles. So this is if you've never done it before, brand new to it, want to know everything from scratch. So let's get started. What is it and how do I get one? So pet battling is a game within the game. It involves fighting your pets against other trainers. So how do you get your first pet? Well, you need to visit your trainer. Now, in your capital cities, towns, pretty much everywhere, there is a trainer. If you're not sure where they are, check with your guard and they will put a map pin and you can go and find it that way. So that's the Ogrima one. And in Stormwind, you can do the same thing, but I was already there, so this is where the trainer here is. But again, this is in all main cities and some towns, so look out for them. So once you speak to them, it's the same kind of profession book. You learn things from them. I've already learnt pet battling, but they do have a pet that maybe I want to pick up, so I can pick that up. Otherwise you would see the training that you would usually get for any profession. So your trainer will also give you quests, but we'll come back to those. So for the moment, I'm just going to pick up this orange tabby cat. And if you don't have anything available, you can always go to the auction house. So in the auction house, there is a tab for battle pets. If you search top level, you will find everything. And down the side, there are the options of all the different battle pet types, which I'll cover shortly. Now, keep in mind, you can have up to 3 of each one. So as I'm scrolling down them, you can see different numbers appearing. That was saying how many of those I have. But you can do a filter on ones you haven't collected. So if you're interested in collecting lots of different types of pet and lots of different ones, you can set that in the filter. So now you've got one, what now? Well, let's understand the pet collection tab and go from there. So your collection tab is that picture of a horse and it will open up a bunch of tabs. The one we're looking at is the pet journal. So across the top we have the total number of pets you have, your pet achievement score, summoning a random favorite pet, and reviving battle pets, and we'll go through those later. Right now, what we're doing is looking at the pets that we have. So you have a filter here at the top that shows you whether you've got the collected ones, you're not collected, and some other bits. So at the moment, I have collected and not collected on. If I take off the collected, it's going to show me the ones I don't have. If you take off the not collected, you won't really notice unless you don't have many pets, and then you'll see it straight away. If I take both off, then everything disappears. So I think you get the idea of those two. Next up is doing it by pet family, so you can either see all of them or uncheck all of them and then individually check the one you want to find. We'll go through pet families shortly. Next one is sources, so where you got them from or where you're looking for them from. So if you want to find a pet that's via a drop, you can do the not collected and then tick the drop and you'll see where they come from. And this one at the bottom is just sorting by so that you can change the order you're looking at. Now it's not really changing a lot at the moment for me, and the reason is all those stars are my favorites, which automatically go to the top, and I will go through that shortly. So first off, what we're going to do is we're going to look up that orange tabby cat. So as you can see, I have 2 of them. The one I just picked up is the level 1, and the level 5 is one that I have picked up previously and done some stuff with. So you can see the difference between the two. You have different spells or actions that can be performed by your pet, and at level 1 you always have one basic one. Now you can see at level 2, that red 2 means that that one comes unlocked, 4, 10, 15 and 20. So the other information that you will eventually need is your pet's health, which is this one, the attack power, which is this one, and the speed, which is this one. On the other side, it tells you what type it is. This one is a beast, so you have a passive ability, and it says you take more damage from mechanicals and less from humanoids. Now down here is the experience bar. This is how long it will take until it goes up a level. So on a side note, can all pets battle? No is the answer. There are companion pets, like the balloons for example, which will have nothing available to use and you cannot assign them as a battle pet. So keep your eye out for those. If you're learning to battle, don't waste your money on them yet. If you're a collector, just collect away, but you will not be able to use it for battling. So now that you've got your pets, you want to go and find someone or something to fight. So how do you do that? Well, your trainer will have taught you a new tracking option. So off your minimap, you will now have the ability to track pets, which is this green kind of pawry claw thing. So you make your way around low levels, so we're talking 1 to 10 really beginner areas, and you will see that there are paw prints now available. So I've come over to look at this one. This is a rabbit, and the tooltip's going to give me some information here. It tells me it's a level 2 critter, and I've already got one of them. Why is this important? Because A, do I want another one because I already have one? B, it's a level 2, so should I fight it with a level 1 or 2 creature? And C, it is a critter. Now, why is that important? It's important because we're going to take that rabbit down and we need a team that's going to work. So if you remember earlier when we were looking at our pet, we knew it was a beast and it took more damage from mechanical abilities. That's great, but how does that help me with critters? Well, I created a helpful list for you. So as you can see, aquatic will do more damage against elemental, flying against aquatic, mechanical against beast, and so on and so forth. So we are attacking a critter. So who does the most damage against a critter? You can see there, it is the beast will do more damage. So we'll get our orange tabby cat into our team. We drag it over. He is in first position. I'm then going to choose a humanoid just to show you the difference. And then I'm going to go with another beast. Here is this walk pup. All level 1s, all only with their first abilities. So we start the battle by just clicking on it, and this is the battle screen. The information you want from this screen is who's going first, that's the speed, that's why the speed was important, and are there any backup pets? So that was where the backup pets would be. Had been any, but there aren't any, so we're gonna just go with our first attack, which is Claw. And you can see it has a green arrow and it came up as strong. That's because it's a beast ability and it therefore did more damage against critters. Now what else is on this screen? So at the top there, that is the XP. We have the option to pass our turn. We have a trap, we have forfeit, and we have switch pet. So right now we're just going to focus on attacking the rabbit until we bring its health down. So you can see its damage is much less than ours because we are using an ability that's strong against it. So you can see down the bottom that the trap is lit up. This is because the rabbit's health is really low and now we've got a chance to catch it. Now my trap is pristine because I've been playing for a long time, so I'm going to have a higher chance than you probably will to catch it on your first attempt. Now you can do this as many times as you like, but it takes a turn per time, and if you fail, the opposition can still attack you. So keep that in mind depending on your health as to whether it's worth it. Now, if you catch the pet, you get to keep the pet. And since there's no one else in this battle, that's the end of the round. And you saw then that I got XP and I now have captured this rabbit. The rabbit's a level 2 and it stayed a level 2. Sometimes when you catch a pet, it will down level depending on how high it was. So if we go and look at our cat, you can see it has now jumped from 1 to 3. That's how much XP it got. And you can see its second ability is now available. So since there's a fawn right here, let's go and attack that. It's also a critter, so you can see straight away that my 2 cat abilities are strong because they are both beast abilities. Now you can have a beast with different abilities that aren't beast, so I will show you that shortly. But what we're going to do now is we're going to switch pet. So I'm going to change to my walk pup, who's still a level 1, because I'd quite like him to get some XP. Now his first ability is also beast, so it is also strong against the fawn. Now I've got the fawn low, the chance to catch it's come up again. I'm going to actually catch this one as well. So we'll give it a go, and as luck had it, I've caught it. So because 2 pets were involved in that battle, 2 of them got XP. Now if you saw, there was a difference because of their level as to how much they got. So now you can see that's the fawn I've captured, and you can see that now the orange tabby is still 3 and the walk only went up 1 level because it shared the XP from the match. So as I mentioned, there are pets that do not have an ability that matches their type. So for example, this one is a humanoid, as you can see here, and the first spell it has available is actually elemental. So you need to keep these kind of things in mind when you're creating your team, that some of these won't be so helpful. So this one, again, this is humanoid and the first spell is elemental. So you might have noticed that when I collected those two pets, one came up as poor quality and one came up as common. What does this mean? It basically means how good it is. So for example, if it's rare, it has blue around the outside and that's your best. If it is grey around the outside, that is poor, which is your worst. Now in between you have common, which is white and just one up from poor. And then you have uncommon, which is green, and that would be one below rare. So why do we care about these? Well, just like armor with epic and legendary, you want rare. Rare is your best. So just worry about collecting rares, right? If only. So rares are going to be harder to beat anyway, and they won't be as easy to capture. But also, you're forgetting about our attack, our health, and our speed. So here are two rares at level 1 I have, with health 167, 11, and 10 for speed, and exactly the same rare with lower health but higher speed. So now you've got to start thinking about what you actually want from a pet and what it does. So there's lots of combinations out there and there are lots of guides on the which ones to get. But ideally, you always want to be looking for speedy things so you get the first move. However, you don't want to compromise your attack power. But that's for getting advanced, and we're going to stick with the basics, but I just wanted to bring that to your attention. So now you've got some pets, you've seen a fight, you've got an idea on catching, you know about rares. So let's go fight stuff. Where do you find that stuff to fight? Well, hang on a second. Stormwind is level 1, but other areas are higher pet levels. So since you only have level 1s and 2s, you don't want to go to Westfall just yet. That's pet level 3 to 4. Duskwood's 5 to 7, and Burning Steeps is 15 to 16. So your map is going to tell you where the pet levels are now that you're a pet battler. So you're going to need to plan accordingly, otherwise you're just going to keep dying and it will be miserable. So you've got a bunch of pets, but sometimes you can't find the one you're looking for. You've got so many. So there are two ways to sort this out. So one, you can rename your pet. So to do this, I've brought up my orange tabby again, and I'm going to right click and choose the option rename. This has now presented me with a box where I can just type in the name I want to call the cat. So I'm going to call it Awesome Cat because I couldn't think of anything else at the time. So if we press accept, you can see it now has two names. One is Awesome Cat and one is Orange Tabby Cat. Because you can see on the search, I'm still only looking for orange and it's still brought it up. So if I type in awesome, it will also bring it up. That's how you locate them that way. The other way is to do it with your favorites. So as you saw earlier, I had an awful lot of pets that all had stars next to them. That's because I was training them or trying to level them up. I wanted them at the top. So how do we do that? It's quite simple. You right click and select set favorite. And you can see now that a little star has appeared. So if we can clear the filter, you will then see that all the stars come up because they're at the top. And if I scroll down to the right level, you will find that in the starred ones now is Awesome Cat. So I can locate it quickly that way. So now we're going to move on to caging and releasing, because if you're collecting everything you come across, you're going to get way too many pets and you're going to need to get rid of some. So for example, I have two rares of Sid the Squid. Now, they're both exactly the same. Do I need both of them? I'm going to keep them anyway, but for you, I'm going to show you how to put it in a cage. So it's the right-click menu again, and you select Put in Cage. And this will ask you, are you 100% sure you want to put it in a cage? And you can press OK. It will then appear in your bag. Now, keep in mind, some pets you cannot do this with. It will only let you get rid of them. So to get rid of a pet, I'm going to go and look at that rabbit we got that was poor quality. Now, I already have a rare, it's 25, I don't need this one anymore. So I'm going to hit release. It's going to ask me, am I sure? I'm going to say yes, and the rabbit is going to be removed. Now keep in mind it's gone for good, it's not hopping around, it is 100% gone. So maybe you're bored of killing rabbits, or you want a challenge, or you just want to know what's next. So go and visit your trainer or a tamer, and there will be quests for you. So from your trainer, you're going to have basic quests, and you're also going to have an advanced quest when you get there, so you might not see that one. So in these quests, it's going to give you a list of people it wants you to go and defeat. Now the reward for that is XP, money, and supplies. Now what's in the supplies? It can be random. I will go over some of the great things you can get from them later. But if you don't want to follow the rules, because whoever does, check your map. Now, your tracking options will now have made all these giant green paws appear. Those are tamers that you can go and battle. Now, go find one and then check out the pets. So for example, this one I've come to see, there's level 2 pets. So I know the team we've created, perfect, I can take on. But you see how many there are? There are 2 with this trainer. So you've got to have at least 2 in your battle team for this. Highly recommend always taking 3. Now, it doesn't tell you what type of pet they are. You're gonna have to guess by looking at them, unless you get an add-on. Now there are great add-ons out there. I use quite a few of them, but for this I've taken them all off. So we're going to battle it, and we're going to use our team that we had before, because these are level 2s, and I just want to show you what we're looking at against 2 pets. So as expected, we have one that's another beast, and the other one is going to be a critter. So we know that my cat here is a beast, so they're good against critters, or at least the spells I have at the moment are. However, against a beast, I don't have that advanced power, so this could go well or badly. However, they are level 2 and my cat's level 3. I also have a higher speed, so I'm going first. So we fight and we see how it goes. Since I have the higher health and the higher speed, I'm getting to go first, and I am taking him out rather easily. Now note, when you are fighting a trainer, you cannot have their pets. You can't try and capture them. So now I'm fighting a critter, I've got those bonuses back on my spells, so I will be able to take this critter out a lot faster. Now I could swap to other pets to level them up, but right now I'm not interested in doing so. However, should my cat die, they come in automatically. You get to choose which one comes in next. So there we go, taking it out with my one cat, got all the XP, so it leveled it up. Now for this one, the reward was just money and XP. Now on to World Quests. So not only are there just trainers around and tamers, there are actual World Quests. So depending on the area that you're in, we'll look at Shadowlands because that's where we are at the moment, you will find World Quests now available with rewards. So this one gives a flawless battle stone. So I'll go through stones shortly, but I just want to show you that these quests exist. So here's another one over in Ardenweald, and this one gives me an undead battle training stone. Again, I'm going to explain that shortly. We're going back to Battle of Azeroth, and look, this one's going to give us pet charms. Now, what are pet charms? You buy things with them. That, again, I'll go over another time. And also here in the Broken Isles, that is where we are also seeing World Quests. So those are the places you want to go if you want to do World Quests. So I'm going to give you an example now of battle stones, what they are and what they do and how you get them. So as we saw on the World Quest, that you could actually pick up charms and things. Now, if you go to a pet trainer, most of them sell things. Now, if you see here, there's a whole bunch of stuff that include these stones, and there is a cost of charms for them. Now, keep in mind there are different currencies, so make sure you're getting the right one for what you want. So the battle stones do different things. You have a yellow, a purple and a blue. The yellow ones can be standard for any pet, but they can also be pet specific. The purple is an awesome one. That means you're going to instantly be rare and instantly 25, and the blue will just change it to rare quality. Now there are other things you can get that are cosmetic, but there's also pet bandages. So if you lose a pet, if it dies, you can resurrect it, but you have a time limit on how long it takes to resurrect again. By having the bandages, you can speed this up. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the yellow battle stones. So I have some general ones in my bag. When we looked at the world quests earlier, there were some that were specific for undead pets. These ones are general. They can be used on anyone. Now you can't just click it and then click in your pet tab. That does not work. In order to use it, you need to summon your pet. So make sure you selected the right one, hit summon, and you'll probably have to zoom in because there's always people in your way, and then you can locate your pet. So you select your pet. So this one is a level 24. I'm trying to get it to 25. Use one stone, and now it has upgraded to 25. So for me, that was all I needed for him. I don't need to have him in my favorites anymore. I just wanted to level him up. Now, one stone is enough XP to get you from 24 to 25. But what does it do to a level 1? Well, level 1s only require 50 to go up a level, and this is 2000. So what did 2000 get me? So if you scroll around, you can find out it's now a level 8. So you can jump your level pet ones to level 8, and then they will jump again quite high, but not up to the top. Obviously, like leveling, it takes more XP the higher they are to level. But this is a good way to get your base pets up higher. So the last thing I'm going to cover, and I'm not really covering it, is the PvP. So I'm not going to show you a PvP battle, I'm just going to tell you about it. So in order to PvP, you want to have a team together, and then you want to hit this button at the bottom, which is Find Battle. Now it will match you with a team of the same level that you are using. So keep in mind, a lot of people now only battle in 25s, so getting a team lower is quite rare and may take longer. It's like looking for group, you're going to have to wait for it to happen, but you can wander around while you wait, just like looking for group. So as always, I hope you found this video useful. Thanks for watching, and subscribe to see what else I'm up to.